Hi everybody, Steve here. Welcome to this issue of Monday Morning Musings. This issue I want to talk about the whole thing about signs and wonders, revival and all that. I grew up in a charismatic environment. I am not anti-supernatural stuff. I've been involved in that stuff, done that stuff, experienced that stuff, experienced the bad stuff, experienced the fake stuff, experienced the real stuff. So don't take it what I'm about to say as being anti-supernatural, but I have three problems with this topic as it is in our day. Number one, the commercialization of it. That is, hey, drop $1,500 or $500, come to our seminar, and we will teach you how to flow in the supernatural. There's not a bit of evidence for that sort of thing in the scriptures. Yes, there was a school of the prophets in the Old Testament, but none of this pay for magic stuff. As a matter of fact, in the early church, one of the signs of a false supernatural sign or wonder was when somebody came and was expecting money for that service. Number two, and it's related to number one, the mechanizing or rendering supernatural things to a technique. I like to say it this way. Where love abounds, power is never a problem. When I used to pastor a traditional church and people say, well, we need more signs and wonders, we need more power. I say, no, you don't. You need more love. If you have more love, signs and wonders will follow as easy as falling off a log, and you don't need to go to a seminar to learn how to do it. The third problem I have is it's inherent in the sense of a presuppositional guarantee. It's like this. You know, the problem is we don't have signs and wonders like they did in the early church. Boy, if we did, we'd have revival. People be filling our churches. Listen, saints, that's crazy. Jesus did signs and wonders, and how did it go for him? They killed him. The apostles did signs and wonders, and with one exception, they killed them. My problem is thinking that if we were pumping out miracles like Miracle Max from Princess Bride, boy, we'd have great success and popularity in drawing people in. I am wondering if, as it was for the early apostles, that the manifestation of signs and wonders had a death sentence with it, like it did for them. I wonder if many of these schools of the supernatural would still be so full of students. Here's our problem. We live in a very comfortable Western existence, and there's no price tag on that for us. We just want it because we think we're entitled to it, because it's part of the gospel package. And I believe that. It's a normal part of the gospel. My problem is quid pro quo thinking. If we have more of this, we're going to be more successful reaching people. Signs and wonders do not convince. If they were 100% convincing, all of Jerusalem would have accepted Jesus, and it just didn't happen that way. Here's my take. Signs and wonders normally are designed for people for whom their state of undevelopment makes it difficult for them to perceive and receive what Jesus is offering. They are merciful and loving acts of condescension to try to reach people. Even Jesus said it. Remember when he's on trial? He said, look, if you don't believe me because of what I'm saying, for at least the sake of the signs and wonders that you've seen, will you believe for that? And guess what? They didn't. That's my point. So when, superstars and schools of the supernatural and everything, start pushing it as if it's the missing ingredient. Yep. We guys my age, they're just a bunch of old academics. They don't understand the power of God. They don't understand supernatural. John G. Lake. And listen, I've written about John G. Lake. I did my master's and doctoral dissertation on the present day manifestation of signs and wonders. So I'm in, but I'm not in on the baggage that comes with it, on the things that accrue with it, on that sense of guarantee. I hate to be cliche, and those of you have to be my age to understand this, but Burt Bacharach in the 70s wrote a tune that said, what the world needs now is love, sweet love, not signs and wonders. I agree with that. What kind of love is this? When they were together, the church was together, it wasn't like, oh, look at all the signs and wonders they're doing. It's behold, see how much they love one another. Now, I also have a thing on my webpage. I hope it's still there. It's a little bit old now, but I did a historical compilation years ago of like the top 7 or 8 things that unbelievers said about the church. Signs and wonders was one of them. But it wasn't the defining thing, and it wasn't the only thing, and it wasn't the number one thing. So please don't buy into that, because it really puts you on a gerbil wheel of performance and the pressure. Every time you have a meeting, every time you have a service, got him. Yeah, and I actually know a situation where part of the application process to get into one of these signs and wonders schools, on your resume, you had to fill in how many signs and wonders you've done to even be accepted into their signs and wonders school. That kind of stuff is crazy, and it is abusive, and it is demeaning. So don't buy that. Let's believe for it. Let's let love be the motivation, the power, and the sustaining grace that accomplishes them. Let's do them without any other attendant feature other than the compassionate care of a loving Father. I'll see you next time.